Today we're going to go through 4 proven techniques that can help jumpstart you out of that bad mood. You know, those days when you're in the worst mood and you can't get yourself out of it, like... Roll those shoulders back, get yourself some water, and let's get some tools for those tool belts. Freshly washed. I was thinking about some advice that I heard the other day. You may have heard it. If you feel like you hate everyone, eat something. If you feel like everyone hates you, go to sleep. If you feel like everyone hates everyone, go outside. If you feel like you hate yourself, have a shower. So whilst that's a great way to distill some physiological impacts on our psychological function, it's okay, but I think it could be a bit better. But if some of you were sitting there going, I don't know about that, you are correct. Sort of. I mean, fundamentally, this is good. And if it helps, great. Some critical thinkers could find it a bit jarring. Let's redefine it a little bit and see if we can get some more effective behaviors out of it. I'm sure some of you have heard of the term hangry, and it's a real thing. I, luckily, don't experience being hangry. I think growing up with both hands holding onto the poverty line normalized hunger pains for me, but it is a legitimate thing. Everything we eat is processed and turned into glucose, which is blood sugar, with different nutrients processing at different rates. And most organs can function without a consistent flow of glucose, but not the brain. That guy has an issue with it. And when that guy doesn't get his constant flow of glucose, I know, Gretty, right? The brain decreases its function. Your concentration and patience declines, and your brain panics and overreacts, like the high maintenance dude they are, and sends a message to the other organs to release hormones. These include cortisol and adrenaline in an attempt to rebalance your levels, but instead triggers a fight or flight response, making us way more likely to be grumpy or aggressive. So whilst eating something's not going to solve all your problems, it removes a common physiological factor from your brain performance. It will either help or, at a minimum, make sure that you can use that ball of overdramatic grey matter to solve the actual issues. But going for a jelly bean is no good if you aren't diabetic. Your body is craving sugars and salts. The best thing you can do is eat something with carbs, proteins, and good fats. It's something like hummus with whole wheat crackers, an apple with peanut butter, those types of things. So the best way that we can improve this suggestion? Mantra? So the best way we can improve this mantra is, yes, eat something and you will likely take away an impact of what might be going on, or the actual reason, but it's no good with self-reflection or eating the right thing. Eat something, make sure it's good for you, because the sugar will make you go through the roof and then come back down and you'll feel even worse. So make sure it's good food, and make sure about 20 minutes later, check in with yourself. Are you still feeling really grumpy? Are you still hating everybody around you? Are you still being intolerable? If it's helped, great. If not, you need to try something else, which brings us to our next point. I heard once that going to sleep is like the human equivalent of turning it on and off again, and it's so true. You can help quite a few psychological stresses by getting a few Z's. I'm a hoe for sleep and the effect it has on the brain. I did a paper on sleep for uni, and it is wild to me how much we still don't know about sleep. Also, the whole 8-hour thing, not really a thing. It was a marketing campaign to sell mattresses. I mean, it's not terrible. Most humans need between 7 and 9 hours sleep. So it's probably smart to aim for 8. But what is even better than that is figuring out what your body needs. Interestingly, women tend to need a bit more sleep than men. That's because men's family jewels are continually producing testosterone, whereas women need to sleep to keep their hormones balanced. There are squillions of reasons why sleep is so important. But in this case, your brain needs sleep in order to have the power to emotionally regulate properly. When we are sleep deprived, we have a negative emotional reaction to disruptive events. We downplay or underestimate the positive effects of rewarding activities. We interpret emotional stimulus negatively. And for those brain groupies out there like me, healthy sleep repairs adaptive processes and functional brain activity. It stabilizes the integrity of the medial prefrontal cortex and the amygdala connection, which are really important in the emotional regulation process. Basically, if you find yourself being offended, annoyed, crying for no reason, you could just need a nap, or or be pregnant. But if you go and have a sleep, you can reset yourself back to a better baseline. And me last little tidbit for you is naps. Oh my God, to the mighty RuPaul above us, naps are brilliant. I could do a whole thing on naps. Naps are such a great way to reset yourself. You can get up to half a day back in energy levels, but you gotta nap smart. 20-minute naps or 90. That means you don't wake up with sleep inertia. That's the feeling of,
what year is it? Where am I? Am I alive?
but sometimes napping can be even harder than getting a really good night's sleep. An even better suggestion would be to start tracking your sleep. Do you even know what your body needs? Do you know what you feel like when you feel rested? Start tracking your sleep and start paying attention to it rather than just immediately go to sleep. I personally use the Rise app because it works really well for me. I'm not sponsored by them, but I mean, if they want to sponsor me, send me an email, love you. Which helps me pay attention to when my body's feeling better, telling me when I am reducing my sleep debt, and just brings it to the forefront of my attention, so I'm removing that physiological factor. The better way to look at it, starting to feel like everybody hates you all the time, start tracking your sleep, pay attention to what your body needs. This one's probably the closest one to accurate. It's simple and it works, but I would change the hate yourself section. You don't have to hate yourself to benefit from having a shower, and it could be ignored by those who don't hate themselves. For me, it manifests more like being uncomfortable or irritated in my own skin. Not like existentially, like physically my skin and my physical, the space I occupy. My hands, they start to irritate me and I'm constantly reshuffling myself trying to find a place that's comfortable. The science behind this one is a little more broad. A warm shower can stimulate your parasympathetic nerve system, relaxes your body and your thoughts. They reduce your stress, which then aids in sleep. Showers have an innate ability to calm the nervous system. It promotes relaxation and reduces your cortisol levels. Cold showers are amazing too. If not, almost impossibly hard to achieve. Oh, I have to force myself to end my showers with cold water only because the benefits are so good, but my Lord, is it hard. Cold showers assist in improving your circulation. They help your hormone regulation and facilitate the beta endorphin and endorphins, which lift your overall mood. Studies have shown that there can be up to an 8-hour increase in the release and management of those delicious dopamines. Then there's my favorite benefit of showering, the creative thinking improvement. The science behind this one is putting your mind into the default mode network, which becomes activated when we are doing physical tasks that are not mentally stimulating. Like that time that Sheldon got a job as a waiter because he couldn't figure out his string theory problem. When you are in DMN, your conscious mind facilitates creative connections, which would have otherwise been dismissed because of the constant mental noise we got going on. You may have heard of shower thoughts or shower epiphanies, and those are real things because of this. My personal greatest shower achievement was
This stuff called shampoo, SHAMPOO. Christy!
creative thinking boosts your mood as well. A better way to reorganize this one is if you're feeling uncomfortable in your physical body, have a shower. This one needs to be completely rewritten. Put simply, this is too niche for the concept. It loses so many people or throws them off in the wrong direction. If you find yourself constantly feeling like, I don't want to live on this planet anymore, or
Everyone's terrible and I'm only one person and I can't do it all.
or even just, oh, what? Oh, gross. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. It's all the faces that David pulls in Schitt's Creek. Those ones. You need to connect. Sorry, anxiety-riddled introverts. You can connect in a squillion different ways. And while there are some that are significantly better than others, connecting in any way will help. Yep, going outside is one of the top tiers. There's more and more research that's demonstrating the chemical, biological, and physiological benefits of being outside, connecting with water and the earth. But sometimes that can be a bit too hard. You could be bedridden or in the city and the air is terrible for you. Sometimes getting out there and getting the benefits from being outside are not something that can be achieved easily. The importance is to connect. It's related to the idea that if you're feeling anxious, make your world small, and if you're feeling depressed, make your world large. Both rely on connection to work, and both are different sides of the same turkey. When you're just like, God, people suck. Turn your attention to your people, your pockets of joy, your tribe. It's like turning off the relentless noise of the world and being like, screw you guys, I'm going home. And it can be just one person. This is where modern technology should be embraced. FaceTime someone and have a chat. Hang out with your dog. Actually play with your kids properly. Be present and a part of your own life. That rebuilds us emotionally and physically with the good chemicals and whatnot. That gives us the mental armor that we need to deal with the dumpster fires that we have to deal with. Do it as often as you need to and don't judge yourself. Someone might be fighting for human rights on a global scale, or you're at the point where you actually might put your baby outside because they haven't slept for more than 15 minutes for 4 days straight and you actually think you might die. Both are valid and both will benefit. Get off your own back and call that person back from the other day. It'll do you good. I've been working on this hardcore for the last couple of weeks and it has made a difference, and it will for you too. What do you think? Have you tried anything like this before? What was your experience? Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, be part of the motivation station, follow me on all the things, and until next time, I'm proud of you.